how the Guru wants your inner image to be. He wants it to be Sadashivatva. Next, how you are projecting your outer image to the Guru. That means, are you engaging in spontaneous lies? Are you cherishing some blind spots? Do you feel if you say yes to becoming Adinavasi now, that forever you will be sitting over here and the door will be locked and you will be in white sari and Rudrakshas all through your life? You can't watch Bahubali, you can't watch Avatar movie, you can't do anything. And because of this one ordinary thing, you will feel, no, I am not yet fully ready. The matrix is also quite beautiful. Matrix has been created by Sadashiva. So I think I can enjoy it for a little while. It will be like the puppy waiting for the bowl of milk, which it knows it will get in the afternoon or something. And you're okay just lying over there in the dust, fantasizing about the bowl of milk which will be brought to you. Forgetting that the Guru is telling, come on, let's go inside. There's fresh buttermilk for you. Sangha is there to play with you. You'll have a brand new life. People will worship you as Kalabhairava's Vahana. You'll not just be treated like a pet on a leash. Forgetting all that and lying under the bench. Not willing to come out. Telling, but I enjoy this. Are we understanding this clearly? And the next is what the Guru's expectation is from you. That means, what is his Anyakara for you? His expectation from you is your deepest expectation from yourself, which you don't even know. Even the puppy wants to grow into a strong, big dog at the feet of Kalabhairava. Wants to be worshipped. Wants to enjoy life with people, with Sangha. But it doesn't immediately say yes. So, meeting Swamiji's expectation, Anyakara for you. And the last one, how you are holding Sangha. How you are holding the life around Swamiji. Even if you are okay with the Sangha, but you are not okay with the building that you are in, even that is going to become blind spot. And it will only be because the inner image you carry about you, your body, will still be affecting you. That's all. We should simply have this. If this is Swamiji's home, this is the best of the best of the best. See, Swamiji will definitely be thinking about grand life. He's building palaces for all of us. We, after all, lived in apartments and mansions outside. What? The maximum number of bedrooms you guys would have had would have been what? Okay, 70, 100, if at all. Anybody over here who lived in a house with more bedrooms than 100, 200? Anyone? No, there may be some of you might be kings or something, and you might have small palace where your rooms are up to 200, 300. I don't know. Yeah, or you could own a hotel and you'd be living at the hotel. Who knows? But understand, aligning the inner image, outer image, life image, others' image to what Swamiji wants. Aligning it to the Guru Bhakti. Guru Bhakti means what? Bringing authenticity into your connection with Swamiji. Naturally, if you are connected to Swamiji, you will just feel everything over here is best of the best of the best. Are we understanding? Either we sit and wait for the rest of our life to align the inner image, outer image, others' image, life image, and then the Guru's energy will enter us, be infused into us, and then we'll manifest powerful cognitions, powerful Shaktis. Or, see, for example, please listen, there is something called manifesting Shaktis. Okay? That happens when you are initiated. 3-4 powers you are already expressing. But now the next level powers will only open up when you manifest powerful cognition. And for powerful cognition, you cannot take a mirror and do completion bit by bit. Okay, yesterday I thought my inner image was, I am lazy. So today I'll sit with the mirror and look into it and say, okay, I am lazy. Where did the laziness happen? Okay, it happened when I was 2 years old. Okay, why that happened? Because I was angry with my mom. And then, oh, she was also lazy. Then again, you are ending up with that irritation. Either sit and do that. You will definitely manifest one power or something by the end of it. But if you want to have access to all the 463 powers now, you want to have access to what Swamiji has access to now, you need to have a powerful cognitive shift. You need to be able to manifest a powerful cognition. That is where, in one go, in one shot, listen, till now, with the completion, initiation, everything, you are expressing at least 4 powers. But for the next level, manifesting powerful cognition, what needs to happen? Don't miss this. For manifesting powerful cognition, you need to have a dramatic 360-degree shift. It is not only this chair turning, the stage itself has to turn. It is not only moving that carpet around, the whole building has to turn 360. Are we understanding? How can that happen? Because, see, it is like this. Okay, now you are there. Yes? As you are now, you are General Secretary to the office of His Holiness. That is you. From where you are, you have a spouse, you have 2 kids who are in the Gurukul, who have taken Krama, you are a disciple of Paramahamsa Nityananda, great avatar, you are expressing at least 4 powers. Now, what if, as you are sitting there, you are sitting in Vajrasana, is it? Okay, as you are sitting there, with all these 4 powers, and possibility for more, either you can be just that now, manifesting powerful Shaktis at that level. Or suddenly if you experience yourself as the avatar sitting on the swing, what is going to be the difference now? Avatar sitting on the swing with iPad, moving the whole universe, managing the whole cosmos, doing what he's doing. Is there going to be a difference or no? Tell me, what is the difference between you sitting there? You are manifesting Shaktis. You have manifested beautiful Sangha around you. You have manifested becoming Adinavasi. It's a good grand life in Kailash. Yes. But now the next level is manifesting such a powerful cognitive shift that you know you are the one who is on the swing and who is managing the whole cosmos. And it becomes a thorough realization in us. So tell me, what is the difference now?
I know I've experienced moments of that, and those moments keep adding up where they're getting into authenticity. It's just being established in that such that there's only expansion happening, no falling back in any way.
So,
That's
but there is a clear difference between what we are there and what we are on the swing.
Sometimes, sometimes not. Sometimes I feel there's no difference, you know, the way I cognize myself inside.
Yes.
There are other times, yes.
Yes. Now, those other times that we are talking about, bringing authenticity in the relationship we have with, in the relationship or the connection we have with Swamiji to such a degree that it creates the 360-degree shift where you know forever you are not in that body at all, you are only here. What Swamiji says, he says, you guys think I am in this body, but I know I am in all of you much more than I am in this body. But for us, we are more in that body than we are in everyone else's body. Okay, maybe when you're sitting as an acharya, you experience that oneness and you are in everyone. But how about when you're just eating and walking around and sleeping and all of it? So, if all of us experience ourselves exactly as Swamiji, as the one who has fully realized Sadashivatva, what happens? Do you need one by one initiation for today you will do length, breadth, depth, then day after tomorrow you will do silicon, then after that you will do one power? Do you have to wait for that?
Definitely not.
Everything is available immediately to you.
It's
the
an on-off
infinity,
switch.
immediate.
It's an on-off switch.
Yes. So no more, that switch is not going to be turning on, turning off. The easiest thing to do for this powerful cognitive shift to happen is bringing authenticity, means saying a yes to what Swamiji wants your inner image to be as, without having the second sentence or the fallback option. It's like this. The sentence will be common for many of us. I want my inner image to be Sadashiva, and most of the time it is Sadashiva, based on some idea we have. But suddenly we will say, you know, when I'm talking to some particular people or when I'm trying to manifest some power, it's taking so much time. Why is that? Gone, you are gone at that point. Listen, it's because we start having the fallback option. After lunch, I will try. After restroom, I will try. My bladder is full. I need coffee, tea, this, that, etc. No one is saying don't drink coffee, tea. But if you drink coffee, first choose Sadashiva and drink the coffee. So you drink as him. It's a very funny story. As long as the inner image is inside us, even if you are over here, even if you have come to this stage, as long as the inner image is not aligned to what Swamiji wants for us, as long as we are not able to say the full yes to him, till that time we are eating only crow biryani. See, how biryani is generally, the non-vegetarian biryani is very popular around the world, okay? It's normally made out of meat, lamb meat, or it is made of chicken or some such thing. Now understand, what if you thought you are eating this rich lamb biryani, but instead you realize that till now you're cheating yourself. You've actually been cheated by your inner image. You're eating only crow biryani. So actually we've got a beautiful, very funny clip from a comedy movie. There is this guy, he's hungry. So he goes to a roadside stall, a roadside restaurant, and he says, there's a big board, 5 rupees, just 5 rupees, you get biryani. Now, he buys that because he's very hungry, and he says, you know, I'm from Dubai, I'm from New York, I'm from this and that, don't you have a plate and a spoon and a chair and everything? And then he'll ask, do you have mineral water at a roadside stall? What are you going to get? Then this guy, he gets that biryani, and then he eats it, and he says, oh, so tasty. He says, hey, this is so thin. The leg piece is very thin. Can you just, wait, let me just explain that, then you guys play it. Can you just give me a bigger piece, he will ask. Then that stall guy says, for 5 rupees, you want what, 2-3 pieces? You want some big dinosaur leg? What do you want? And understand, that point he says, okay, even if it is small, it's very tasty. And then he eats it nicely. Chop, he eats and licks his fingers, drinks the water, washes his mouth, and he comes out. When he comes out, suddenly he asks some guy on the road, hey, what is the time? No, somebody asks him, someone is walking with him on the road, and they stop him and say, hey, what is the time? Now this guy looks at the watch and he's about to say 11:44, but instead, only the ka, only that sound comes out of his mouth. Then again he tries. Again they're asking, hey, what is wrong? Then whatever he says, he asks people, what is wrong? What is wrong? What happened to me? Because only ka, 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 ka sound is coming out of him. Then that guy, one guy tells him, oh, you ate kaka biryani. And then this guy is like, what? You told it is ambur chicken biryani and you gave me kaka biryani? Understand, that is a clip you're about to see. As long as the inner image is with you, you will be the kind of person who's thinking you're eating very tasty food, but you don't know you're eating crow, not the rich meat which will make you know you are a lion.